Hi, and thanks for coming to my channel. I'm your Everyday Joe. Today I'm going to be making another one of my simple recipes in the Power Air Fry oven. We're going to bake butternut squash in the air fryer and then mash it up. Stay tuned. The ingredients you're going to need for the air fried butternut squash is 1 medium butternut squash, some olive oil, some chopped parsley, some black pepper, salt, and some garlic powder. All right, so I'm going to be using this medium butternut squash. If you haven't tried this, you definitely want to give this a shot. So I'm going to skin it. Now you can leave the skin on and bake it just like you would a spaghetti squash. Same kind of idea. Clean out the seeds. I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm just going to use a peeler, and you probably want to use the sharpest peeler you can find because this skin is pretty thick and dense, and you can see the color, nice bright orange. That's what you want. That's the meat of it. And these the flavor of the butternut squash is it's kind of sweet, but not overly sweet like a sweet potato. But kind of the same consistency I found. So we're just gonna keep peeling that down. And while I'm peeling this, you can take a look at my book here, Air Fryer Cookbook for Beginners. It's on Amazon. If you check it out, leave me some comments. Leave me a nice rating on Amazon. Let me know what you think of it. A lot of the recipes you see on this channel are going to be in there. Not all of them, but a lot of them are on there. Okay, so at this point here, I'm not going to bother trying to clean that top off. I'm just going to take it off here. Okay, same thing with the bottom. Okay, we're just going to clean that off. Okay, same thing at the top. And just to be aware, it does get a little slippery here, so be aware when you're working with it. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's move that aside. So now we can sit it flat this way, or we have some flat spots because we cleaned off the skin where we can sit it that way. Oh, and you can smell it's nice and sweet smelling. Not like a pumpkin, more like a sweet potato, but a little bit of a pumpkin background to it. But definitely worth trying if you've never tried these. So what you have is the seeds here. So we're going to do the same thing as you would into a pumpkin or a spaghetti squash. Just going to use a spoon to kind of get all these out. Okay, and you can save them for later. You can just take them off the skin here, all these little strands, all the fibers, and dry them out and roast them a little bit in the oven. And they're just like pumpkin seeds. They're really good. So let's just clean all that out. Okay, move that over and do the same thing on this one. Okay. All right, so I've cleaned all that out now. So what I'm going to do here, and you want to use a sharp knife for this, for any time you're working with pumpkins or anything that's got a thick skin to it. You want to use a sharp knife to be able to go through. If it's dull, it might slip off, especially like I said, these are kind of slippery. So what I'm going to do is put it face down and just make them about maybe a ½ inch thick or so. I'm going to dice them up. So that's one of the reasons why you want to use sharp knife that's kind of big. Don't use small knives. That way you can press down on it, put some weight behind it, so it doesn't slip off. Okay, and I'm going to cut them about this size here. So like a carrot stick. So it looks about ½ inch squares. They will shrink a little bit as they bake. So I'm gonna keep cutting this. I'll do a little strip here for you. Okay, so I want to bring it down And I'm using my hand to guide it instead of pushing down, because it slips, you're gonna go off of it, so be very careful. Okay, same thing here. Straight down. And little squares. Okay, so now that we've cut these strips here, okay, basically we're just going to cube them up. It's going to make it easier to cook. They're going to cook a little quicker. They're going to bake a little quicker, and also you get a lot of the caramelization on each piece instead of doing the whole thing where you just have some caramelization on some of it. So I'm just going to cut maybe 1-inch cubes. You know, 1-inch cubes here. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to get them in the bowl here. Get that in there. So, and then we're going to just season in the bowl. We're going to keep it real simple. If you're cooking in your conventional oven, then yep, go ahead and preheat it to 400 degrees. These are going to take, in the air fryer, probably somewhere around 30 minutes. We'll take a look at it. You do want them to get pretty soft, so they'll be easier to mash. So now we have them in the bowl here. I'm going to add a good amount of olive oil, probably a couple of tablespoons. There is quite a bit here. Okay. Going to add a couple of pinches of salt, again to taste. It's up to you. Okay, maybe a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. If you don't like garlic, try onion powder. But garlic gives it a good flavor. Some black pepper. Go a little light on that because it's spicy, and some of this chopped parsley. Get that in there too. Again, we're just trying to layer the flavorings here. We're also going to season it when we mash them. Okay, so get in there here. And you don't have to spray your racks. If you're using a power air fry oven, it's got racks. If you're using the basket style, you may have to do these in batches. But the power air fry oven came with at least 3 racks. I got 5 in mine when I bought it. I know they had different packages. Okay, looks good. So I'm going to get racks here, and we're just going to layer across. And you want to space them out a little bit, but don't be overly concerned. I mean, if you're using more than one layer, then leave some space so the air can flow through it. Okay, and we're also going to rotate the racks because we're using more than one layer. Okay, that's one. I'm going to do the other rack. We're going to put them in the power air fry oven for 400 degrees. We're going to start about 20-25 minutes, see how they look. If they need to cook a little longer, we'll give it a little bit more time. I'll show you what they look like when they come out. Okay, we put the butternut squash in the power air fry oven. I've fit them on 2 racks here. I put the top one on the top side and the bottom one off the bottom, so they have some space in between here. So close the door, start it up, hit the French fry, which brings it to 400, or you can use the temperature side to bring it to 400. And then we're going to bring it up to about 20 minutes. And we'll give it a check at 20 minutes. If we have to have more time, I'll have more time, and I'll see you when they come out. Okay, this is what they look like when they came out. So this is 30 minutes at 400 degrees. You can see all the nice caramelization, the dark areas here, nice. Yeah, they're still pretty soft, so they're going to be great for mashing. So I'll take them over to the counter, let them cool a little bit, and we'll start mashing. All right, so now the butternut squash has cooled quite a bit. We're going to get them into the bowl here. So you can see how nice color. Nice color they came out there. Pretty soft, so it ought to mash pretty easily. Okay. this one here. And I did rotate the racks about halfway through, just so they cooked evenly, or as evenly as possible. Okay, let's put that in the sink. So you can see how nice they look here. We're gonna mash them up, use our potato masher. Add a little bit more olive oil. You can add butter if you like. I started with olive oil. I'm gonna keep olive oil in there. Then I've also decided I chopped up some bacon that I had from earlier. So I'm gonna put in maybe about a tablespoon in there. So gives it a nice flavor. And some cheese. I got some mozzarella and some Parmesan mixed here. Okay, don't put so much in there. And again, a little bit more salt and pepper. When we mash it, we want to make sure it has all that flavor in it. Okay, so let's start mashing away here. Okay, and it's pretty soft. I mean, it's similar to potatoes, so it's going to give you kind of the same feel. Now you can make it as smooth or as lumpy as you want. I'm going to try for a little bit smoother. Okay, let's clean all that out. You can see it's just sticking right into it. It's nice and soft. You can almost get in there with your hands and do it too, as long as they're cool enough. Okay. Okay, clean that off. It smells great too. It gives it a nice scent. Okay, so we're good here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this mashed butternut squash into a container, probably a small pan for the air fryer oven that'll fit in there. Just use the size that fits into your air fryer or in your oven. I'm going to use this pan here, and I'm not going to bother putting any spraying it because there's plenty of oil in here. So, and this is a non-stick pan. So get the spatula, get it all in there. And this makes a good side dish if you're making a meat, potatoes type meal. You can get in there and just you can make as much as you want. This actually holds pretty well. Okay, so this pan is kind of big, so it's not going to be too thick, but that's good because it's probably going to give me a nice crust where I can fold it in afterwards. Okay. Okay, so basically like a cookie sheet. So we're going to take that, and all we want to do really here is we want to just get a nice crust on it, melt out the cheese a little bit. So we're probably only going to need to cook it in the power fry oven for about 5 minutes or so, 5 to 7, depending on how well it cooks or in the position that you keep it in the oven. So I'm going to get that in the oven, 400 degrees for 5 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. All right, so the butternut squash just came out. I did add a little bit more cheese to the top. You can see it's actually, pan is still hot. You can see nice and melted. So it smells fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoop it out into a bowl. Okay, scoop it out into a bowl. Oh, look at that, huh? Doesn't that look great? So you can see nice pretty color, nice beautiful color. Okay, and we're going to give it a little taste here. Look at that, all that cheese is fantastic. So it's probably still very hot. I mean, you see it steaming here, but I mean the cheese, all that cheese, you smell a little bit of the bacon in there too. Nice. It's got a little bit of a sweetness to it. You can taste the bacon in the background. The cheese gives a nice flavor. Really good. Oh, this is good. This is really good. So if you do make this, or if you never tried butternut squash, I suggest give it a shot. Give this recipe a try. I'm sure you'll like it. You can also keep them cubed and eat them as cubed. I think this way here gives it a nice little twist of mashed potato. It doesn't have the starchiness of a potato, but it's got the texture of it, so it can actually lend itself to any mashed potato type dish. Anything that you're going to use mashed potato as a side. So if you enjoyed the video, give me some thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the globe with my face on it. Also, check out some of the other videos we'll place here on the side here from the playlist. Again, thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.